These are the voyages of SV Prism. The crew on board are searching for exotic landscapes and foreign cultures as they sail their 33-foot sailboat beyond horizons.
Leaving Asunción, we headed to a part of the Baja coast that is very rarely visited by land or sea. Most boats, when traveling down Mexico, generally take a more non-stop passage when heading to Cabo or beyond. However, when you stray from the beaten path, you are normally rewarded with better fishing, friendlier people, and incredible landscapes that are uncluttered by resorts or marinas. When entering Hipolito, we decided to try and creep up a little closer into the cove. The charts we had didn't have enough detail, so Sean jumped into the water with snorkel gear to lead the way in and to look for a good spot to drop the hook. When we drop our 55-pound spade anchor, we slowly pay out the chain, and once we feel the anchor has gotten a bite into the bottom, we back down hard to make sure it has set deep into the sand. We caught a yellowtail. And my butt is totally out.
You know what that is? Savon?
Savon? I don't.
Yeah. Maybe one of those days.
I'm completely falling out.
Hey,
I think
that's your own fault.
the only reason he's here.
That's life.
Yeah, hey. You're fishing in his waters.
That's right. It's our new concoction. It's what is this, orange Fanta?
Yeah.
So we got orange Fanta, and what we weren't sure, we thought might have been tequila, we found out it's just sugarcane liquor.
It tastes like tequila though.
Yeah, I think that's the point.
It's cane
But
sugar with...
it's distillada de caña. So I think it's just
delicious.
Yeah, it's a hangover in a little bottle.
With delicious fish like yellowtail, we tend to eat it raw and dip it in a concoction made of sriracha, mayo, and a squeeze of lime. With bellies full of fresh fish and strong cocktails, the nighttime debauchery began. Of course, the boat moved and now you missed the shot, John. Way to go.
I got that audio.
Huh?
I got that audio.
Jeff, he's missing the shots because he'd rather be drinking.
These drinks are strong.
It's important to remember that Hipolito is a wildlife reserve, so it is definitely a no-no to spearfish or take lobster or abalone of any kind. The fishermen that patrol the cove are very nice to remind us of this. We did as they asked, but we were tempted to grab a couple for ourselves, as under each rock there were literally hundreds of lobsters.
We just went snorkeling. Some of the best snorkeling we've had the entire trip. I went to the beach by myself. Everyone else was coming into the beach as well. So I walked out to see them on the way back into the beach with everyone else. We were doing the Baja Shuffle, and I guess I wasn't shuffling enough because I stepped on a freaking stingray.
30 to 90 minutes.
Right in the heel. Oh, right in the heel. Oh, that's a good puncture. Damn heel.
That dropped you.
That was like someone running a nail through your foot. Felt, I would say, very similar to that actually, a nail going in your foot, which is about the size of the incision. And I felt it literally just go shink. Wow. It makes my bones hurt. I'm not making that up. Like the muscles are
you
fine.
still filming?
Oh yeah, but the muscle, like my ankle feels like I can barely move my ankle right now. If I had to imagine what that was gonna feel like, this is pretty much it. But the med guide says to put your foot in hot water where the wound is. The wound is just underneath my ankle. Oh God, look at that. Look at that, just gave me a tall one. I should be stung more often. This is awesome. Can you get naked next, Shannon? It got me right where it counts.
Vigorously rinse and irrigate the puncture site with hot water using a syringe.
We don't have a syringe.
We don't have any more of those like little tiny epoxy syringes? Well, we'll run alcohol through it.
That's gonna suck so bad. You
It's
know
a
how big
syringe.
those f***ing things are?
It's a syringe. So when you don't spend the money on a fancy medical kit, this is just a buy at a hardware store epoxy syringe.
Oh, I was loving cruising till this moment right here. This part of it. Ow!
Changing out the hot water for John's sting wound, we flagged down a local and told him what happened and our broken Spanish, but he seemed to figure it out. And then I asked if if he should have antibiotics and if they had any antibiotics, and he said yes, and he'd be right back.
Okay. Ramon just came by and he brought a little concoction in the mason jar. Not sure what it is. It smells like it has alcohol in it. Maybe some antibiotics. Oh boy, does it burn and sting and hurt and a lot, but I'm guessing, okay, less pressure on it. Shannon, can you put any less pressure
I
on
did.
it?
I totally just let go. Now it's just sitting on it.
Shannon's putting this stuff on right now. I don't know.
It smells actually pretty good. It smells like rum,
It smells like alcohol, to be honest with you.
but it has something in it. I mean, you can see the particles in it.
Yeah, it looks like it has antibiotic dissolved in it. Or something dissolved in it. Ow!
Are you drinking or?
Oh, I'm f***ing drunk right now.
Good.
Shannon's been keeping me lit.
Filling it in yet?
Fishing's intense here at Hippopotamus.
Hipolito.
Hipolito. You literally put your lure in and you have a fish. This is the best fishing we've had all Baja.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
For like right off the boat.
Right off the boat,
Sure.
there's no doubt.
Oh, it's got a little fight in him.
Off you go. It was kind of cloudy this morning, but it is all burned off. My foot is feeling 100% better. It's just a little bit stiff. Kind of like it got stabbed only. All the venom, I think, has kind of done its thing, which is great. But there's really no pink or anything around it, so I think I dodged a bullet there with infection, which is good.
Despite all the drama of John getting stung, Hipolito was no more dangerous than any of the other beaches in Mexico when it comes to stingrays. And in the words of Captain Ron, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen out there. Although we never went into town due to John's injured foot, it looked like a quiet fishing village with many friendly people. The hospitality of the few fishermen that swung by the boat made us feel like immediate family. After officially cruising for the last 3 months, the crew aboard Prism were in the full swing of things, making the small boat feel just like home. We stayed busy doing chores during the day and hanging with friends at night while eating a continuous supply of fresh fish.
bit in bonito.
Fried in lard. Beer batter and lard.
A little piece of beer battered fish here. A couple little drops.
These are the last few pieces.
So good.
When you find little bays like these, where you're one of the only boats for miles, you feel like you can stay there forever. Hours turn into days, and before you know it, you've spent almost a week in one place. So we woke up early and decided to get on our way to Abriojos.
So that is Hipolito in the background. We are sailing away. It's a beautiful day for December. It's freezing back home, but we are going, you know, about 10 knots of wind, and we are just doing beautiful in it. So we're loving life, loving Mexico. We're saying goodbye to the stingray that stung me, and this beautiful beach. I mean, I can't stress enough, if you have enough time in your itinerary and you're not part of the Baja Haha, this is a beautiful anchorage. No swell. Completely protected, and absolutely, like I said, some of the best, not some of the best, the best diving we've had so far on the trip. So if you like to dive and see beautiful things underwater, go check out Hipolito.
We are making homemade lures. I am using my nail polish to paint a weight that Sean has inserted into some polypropylene. I said it right. I'm painting it red, and then I'm going to paint it orange just to get it as bright as possible.
So this kind of wind is pretty normal here in Baja, Mexico, on the Pacific side at least. You'll have really good heavy wind in the morning. Like we were having 15 constant. We were single reefed with a staysail alone, and we were still doing 5 knots. And then it will lay down to about 10 knots, so we were drifter in full main, and then it will just totally die. And it's basically the offshore eastern winds getting counteracted, I believe, by the, you know, the northwesterlies that blow into the ocean. So until the northwesterlies overcome the eastern winds, you're kind of in this nothingness, which you kind of just have to hang out until the northwesterlies pick up. So that's what we're waiting for right now. Right, coming into Abriojos, it takes constant vigilance. Abriojos in Spanish translates to open eyes, or eyes, keep your eyes open. And there's a reason behind that, because there are tons of obstacles to go through. On my right hand side, we have what's called Whale Rock. Right in front of that is a giant shoal that you can also see during the day. And then in between that and the mainland, there are rocks and tons of lobster pots, or crab pots. I'm not sure what they are, but probably lobster pots. And there's tons of them. So yeah, definitely do this during the day. Doing this at night, I think, would be kind of suicidal.
We slowly made our way into Abriojos, dodging all the underwater hazards that guard the sleepy town in Anchorage. As soon as we got the hook set, we were in the dinghy and heading for town. Some would say we had been cooped up on the boat for a little too long.
Maybe that pump ran something while we were on the sail. Cool. Out you go, everybody. Onto the... We are in downtown Abriojos. and we are searching for an internet cafe so we can do an update for the blog. Got rid of the trash already, that was easy. Right when you land, there's trash cans. And yeah, we're just cruising around right now.
We could be having a cocktail while doing this.
I think we've tried that before. Our quality standards go down. We have a lot of varnish, don't we, on this boat?
We do. Of course, my brush is way too big for the areas that I'm varnishing right now, so it's a little sloppy. Next time on SV Prism. We take off at dusk to make our way to San Juanico, or better known as Scorpion Bay. There, Cruiser Scott continues to be a great fisherman as we try some new meals from the deep.
Octopus.
They have like active camouflage.
I believe the fancy word is chromatophore.
We go to shore and explore this surfer town and all it has to offer. Very readable. We eat more delicious fish, courtesy of Scott, and continue the never-ending varnish jobs on Prism. We then start hitting the waves, and soon understand why this is such a hot spot for surfing. If you enjoy these videos and want to learn more, go to svprism.com. If you want these episodes to keep coming, please go to patreon.com/svprism and consider becoming a patron yourself. Like always, fair winds and following seas.